Hey guys, so today we're going to be discussing V-Jump leaks, which came out last night. We have Dokkan leaks as well as Legends leaks. So we're going to start with Dokkan. There's not really a ton of stuff to talk about. There's no like dual Dokkan Fest info or anything like that. But we do have the EZA announced for B-Pan, LR B-Pan, which is kind of interesting because she's the first active skill unit that is going to be receiving an EZA. She's pretty recent. I mean, she came out during the 4-year anniversary, which, you know, is a little bit over 2 years ago. And then other than her, the most recent Dokkan Fest unit to get an EZA, I believe, is UI Goku. So she's, well, like a Dokkan Fest EZA, right? So interesting that they're doing this. Clearly a very GT themed thing going on here, because down here they also announce a new Legendary Goku event, which is supposed to be GT themed here as well. And they also do mention that this is going to be released during Goku Day. So this is going to be released on May 9th. Not for Golden Week. So I think this scan, they don't really mention anything about B-Pan's release date, but because of Goku, the Goku event for GT being released on Goku Day, I feel like they're probably going to loop in the Pan EZA alongside this Goku event. So I think it's safe to say that both the Pan and the Goku event are both coming out on Goku Day. So at this point in time, Golden Week still does remain a mystery. And then also in addition to that, they are also going to be introducing a new Infinite Dragon Ball History stage that is GT themed. So a lot of GT stuff going on here for Dokkan. Again, it is for Goku Day. So Golden Week, there is speculation that Golden Week could also be GT themed, which is, you know, definitely possible. But at this point, we really don't know. They could still be going down the movie's path or whatever they want to do with that. But we don't really have any other information beyond that. There's a new Peton Battle, I guess, set coming out with different seals. So there's obviously the Trunks here. We have Yardrat Goku, so it's basically Android themed or Android Saga themed. And then yeah, this is going to be an Extreme Z area for Pan, and that's pretty much all we have for Dokkan. So there we go. For Legends, we have not really that much information either, but we do have info that Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, the red one, is getting his Zenkai Awakening. As you can see, so this is now 2 V-Jumps in a row where all they've really done is shown us Zenkai characters. Because remember the last V-Jump they showed us Super 17 getting a Zenkai, now we have Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta getting his Zenkai, so it's 2 back-to-back GT Zenkais from V-Jump. That might be a hint at something, you know? I mean, they really did, they mentioned in the video and stuff that they're going, quote-unquote, I think full in with GT, all in with GT. We did just get the LF Super Saiyan 4 Goku. We got Super 17 Zenkai, now we're getting Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta Zenkai. It looks very, very promising to me that the anniversary is going to be GT themed in some way. So, they really don't give us too much info on Vegeta. The only info we have is this little blurb right here about him, which says that, you know, his damage potential as a blast-based unit is going to go up, and that he has the ability to change Strike Arts cards into Blast Arts cards. So, that's good. He's obviously already a very blast-oriented unit. I think when you look at his, we'll take a look at his kit in a second, but he's one of the extremely polarizing units in the game where they're hyper-focused on one thing, either Strike or Blast. This guy's very, very hyper-focused on Blast, so them focusing more on that, I think instead of trying to balance him out by making him also like decently good at Strike, I think wouldn't work as well as them just going like hyper-focused in on Blast. So I kind of like that. Let's take a look at what he can do already, because he actually is, I feel like, kind of underrated right now. The only really, really big issue with him is that he's really, really squishy. But he's actually not bad still, even to this day. So his main ability is 25% damage inflicted for 20 counts. He draws the Ultimate Arts card, and he gets 30% to Special Move, Awakened, or Ultimate Damage for allies for 20 counts. So he's one of the only units in the game that directly buffs these types of moves for allies. Special Move, Ultimate Damage, Ultimate Arts cards. So, interesting that they have that there. In terms of how they're going to improve this, I mean, just give him Ki on main ability. There's not really much else that he really needs from this. He already gets damage, he already gets additional damage for other specific abilities, and he draws the ult. Literally all he needs is Ki. Give him like, I don't know, 30 Ki on his main ability, and this is already good enough. First unique ability, applies to self and security enters the battlefield. He gets 40% to all damage for 20 counts, and then he gets 40% specifically to blast damage for 20 counts, and he gets 30 Ki. So this is actually a really, really good unique ability. Obviously, he's not meant to be, you know, an all-around type of unit. We just talked about him being super blast focused. getting ki and damage. I mean, this is a very plain unique ability, but I think it works. Next unique ability is Red Flash. Applies the following effects itself when battle begins. Increases art card draw speed by 1 level. This is, you know, you guys know how important that is now. He gets -5 to blast arts costs, and then while this character's on the battlefield, he gets 30% of damage inflicted by the next arts card used when enemy switches characters. So, kind of like a mini Android 18 ability there, where he just gets more powerful when the enemy switches characters. But obviously the main thing here is that he gets card draw speed. Then his blast, like every time he uses a blast, he gives the enemy plus 10% to strike damage received debuff, which is the only reason that exists is because Super Saiyan 4 Goku has the opposite for blast, and since Super Saiyan 4 Goku is a strike-based character and then Vegeta is a blast-based character, they're trying to set it up so that you would use them both together, and that each would be, you know, benefiting from the other's debuffs on the enemy. That's the reason why they did that. Then the blue card already has massive multiplier on it. Then he gets -30% enemy sustained damage cut effects for 3 counts upon activation, and then inflicts them with 20% of blast damage received for 15 counts on hit. This doesn't actually need to be changed at all. I think the only thing I would change about this is maybe bumping this 30% to like 50%, and that's it. That's already good enough. The green card is Crimson Roar, 20% of blast damage inflicted for 30 counts, cancels own attribute downgrades under normal conditions. I mean, this one is not the best. I would say maybe the only thing they could do to make this better is maybe add key recovery on here. You know, maybe he recovers, I don't know, how much does this cost? 15? Maybe make it recover 30 key, and then I think that's a good enough green card. And then the ultimate already does a ton of damage, has the 30% chance to inflict faint, which I hope they don't change that. I hope it remains 30%. He gets attribute upgrade, 100% to enemy sustained damage cut effects for 3 counts, so he ignores all sustained damage cut. Already does massive damage. I mean, they could add like 20% to ultimate damage inflicted upon activation, but they already have this in the main ability, which you're gonna, you know, use to draw the ultimate anyway. So, honestly, looking at this guy's kit as it is right now, and he also holds this. Looking at this guy's kit as it is right now, it doesn't really need to be changed. Actually, in looking at the green card, because remember it does say that he changes strikes to blast. I imagine that is a part of the green card. So I guess what we're looking at for the green card is 20% of blast damage inflicted for 30 counts, cancels attribute downgrades in normal conditions, and changes strike cards to blast cards. I guess that's what we're looking at here, which is fine. He doesn't really need anything else, honestly. Like he's good as long as he gets like a decent stat increase, which he will get. I imagine his blast attack will bump up to like 290, strike will be at like 270, and then defenses will probably jump up to like 180 plus for both. But you know, with this blast attack stat being hovering probably close to something like 290,000, he's already going to be doing crazy damage with just these unique abilities without them being changed at all. I think them, you know, I don't know what else they could add. Like, what are the other unique abilities they're going to add to this guy? Maybe something where he, I don't know, supports his allies in some way. Maybe he gets like a mini version of. Let me pull up this guy. Maybe he gets like a baby version of this. The following effects occur every time this character uses a strike or blast arts card. 10% of damage inflicted by allied tag. Maybe, I guess for this one it would be GT or Vegeta family. Maybe he gets something like this. Maybe like this is what he gets, right? Every time he uses a strike or blast arts cards, he gives allied GT or Vegeta family characters 10% damage inflicted for 10 counts, right? I feel like that's something that they could do for him. But other than that, honestly, this character really already does a lot of damage. So I don't know. And this is sort of moving into the territory where, you know, we got these units at the same time. We got Super Saiyan 4 Goku and we got Super Baby 2. I really consider these to be the quote-unquote big three of GT back when they released, I think it was like December of 2019. I'm telling you right now, if they Zenkai Super Saiyan 4 Goku in the anniversary with a GT-themed, you know, set of banners or whatever coming out, this team is going to be ridiculous. This guy was absurd. This guy was like the best unit in the game when he came out. This guy was also up there as well, and so was Super Baby 2. Like, all three of these units when they came out, they were absurd. So if they really are going to Zenkai Super Saiyan 4 Goku, yeah, things are going to get crazy for GT, and it's definitely possible. The other thing I forgot to mention about this GT Vegeta is he does buff Red Vegeta family and not Red GT. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, we can pull the Vegeta family team right here. I think Vegeta family obviously is going to benefit a lot more from a Zenkai ability than GT is, just because of the limited roster that GT has. I mean, yeah, it would be nice for Omega to get a Zenkai ability buff from this Vegeta. But I imagine once we sort of get into the swing of the anniversary and they release more GT characters, and honestly, even when this Vegeta getting a Zenkai here, you're not really going to be using Omega anymore on this team. You're probably just going to be using Vegeta, Super 17, and like probably Super Saiyan 4 Goku LF. And then once the anniversary rolls around, you're going to be throwing in a bunch of other characters that they're releasing for the anniversary too. So, I mean, it would have helped GT out if he was, you know, giving the red GT Zenkai buff, and then once we get new red GT units for the anniversary, he'll help buff them and stuff like that. But can't really complain about them buffing Vegeta family because they do also need the help as well. Like this Trunks of my getting a Zenkai ability buff from this Vegeta is probably going to be pretty good. The free-to-play Vegeta is also getting this as well, so pretty good buffs there. And that's pretty much all I have. I mean, again, if this guy gets a Zenkai, GT is going to actually be like a competitive team, like really competitive. And I'm not even going to talk about this because I don't think he'll get one. I'm not even going to bring it up. But that's pretty much all we have for this V-Jump Leaks video. Let me know down below what you guys think about both the Dokkan leaks as well as the Legends leaks. And hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you all in the next one.